Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates cardio sculpt. In today's routine, we're not going to be using any equipment. However, if you wish to step up the intensity, you can throw on a set of ankle weights. Without any equipment though, you're still going to feel the burn, you're going to get your heart rate up, you're going to burn fat and calories, as well as building tone and muscle and feeling great. This workout does include a warm-up and a cool down, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to start off with our feet about shoulder distance apart, lengthening up through the spine. The crown of the head is elevated up toward the ceiling. We're going to lift the arms up and circle them down and back. Lifting the arms up and circling them down and back. Mobilizing those shoulders, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Lengthening through the spine, engaging the core as you breathe out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, palms are facing forward. We're going to twist to the right, bringing left hand to right thigh, and then lift and twist to the opposite side. Lifting at center and rotating, trying to keep your hips facing forward here as we mobilize the spine, switching from side to side. Inhale up, exhale twist. Gentle little bend in the knees so you're not locking out those knees. Good, stretching through the neck as you look back over your shoulder. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to circle out the hips a little bit here. So we're going to pick the right knee up and circle out to the right, left knee out and circle out to the left. Alternating sides, getting that knee nice and high, bringing it up and rotating it open to the side to mobilize those hips. Lubricating the joints. Good, let's go 4 and 3. Get that knee up and over for 2, and last one each side. Amazing work. Now take your stance really nice and wide. We're going to reach up to one side and then reach up to the other. Adding a heel lift as you reach from side to side. Lengthening through the side body. Good. Tightening the core as you breathe out and reach. Good. Bending slightly into those knees. Lifting up the heel and really switching on the calf muscles as you do so. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now I'm going to turn to the side and go into some squats. So stand with your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to lower, keeping the knees and the hips and the ankles aligned, and then lift. Send your hips back, nice flat back, and then lift. Lower, push up through the heels. Lower and lift. Have a look at those knees, make sure they're parallel. If they're splaying out to the sides or if they're knocking inward, maybe take a more shallow squat and focus on good alignment and form. Good, as you come up, I want you to drive up through those heels and tighten belly to spine. Good, lower and lift. Bringing up the heart rate, warming up the hips, the glutes, and the thighs, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears, keeping the spine nice and long. Squeezing the glutes with every lift. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hold it there. Send those hips out behind you. Lengthen through the spine, lower an inch, and hold. Good, weight in the heels, holding for 10, 9, 8, get a little lower if you can, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up. Amazing. We're now going to get into some of our standing exercises. So we're gonna start off with the feet nice and wide. The toes are turned slightly out. And we're going to lower into a wide leg squat. The arms come out in front, palms are facing in. Spine is nice and long, torso is upright. We're gonna open arm twist, and lift. Lower. Open arm twist, keeping the hips facing forward, and lift. Good, get nice and low. Keep those knees pushing outward. Twist, twist, and drive up through the heels, squeezing the thighs as you do so. You're doing great. Twist, twist, and lift. If you want to increase the level of challenge here, when you lift, you can elevate up onto those toes, really squeezing all the muscles in the leg for balance and control as you do so. Otherwise, keep the heels down. Lower and twist, push up with energy and power. Good. Moving at a pace, but still moving with control. Core is tight. Good. Rotate and drive up through those heels or through those toes if you're elevating. Good. Let's go 3 and 2, twisting and lifting. Last 1 and lift it up. Nicely done. Roll out the shoulders for a moment. Okay, from here we're gonna go into some squat punches. So we're going to keep those feet nice and wide, lower, make fists. We're gonna punch to the right, punch to the left. 3, 4, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift it up. 1, get low, 2, 3, 4, and lift. Really tight core here, so you've got that really stable trunk from which to powerfully punch out. Good. Lengthen through the arms, push through that fist. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Get nice and low. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lift. Punch, punch, powerful. Give it increasing energy. Good, driving through those fists. Last 3 sets. And lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lift. For our last set, we're gonna come down and punch it out for 10. 10, 9, 8. Tighten through the core. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift it up. Amazing work. Whew, I can already really feel those legs shaking. Okay, from here, we're going to go into a lunge. So we're gonna step the right foot forward. Legs are parallel, hip distance apart. The left foot is back behind and the left heel is lifted off the mat. From here, we're gonna lower 2 pulses and then we're gonna step up, balancing on that right foot. If the balance is too much, you're gonna pulse and lift, just keeping that back heel lifted off the mat, but the toe on the floor for stability. So we're lowering, pulse, and pushing the knee up, or just lifting that heel. Good, for 2. For 3, weight in the heel as you push up. 4, lift. 5, nice tight core, focusing on balance. Good, breathe through it. Drive up through that heel. For 3, and 2, and last 1. Good, now we're gonna lower and lift. Lower and lift. For 8, 7, 6, maintaining that balance. 5, 4, you're doing so well. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. We're gonna do the other side as well, but We're gonna break it up with some side to side lunges. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth to regulate the breath. Now from here, legs are nice and wide, toes are turned out. We're gonna lower to the right side, lower to the left side. Really stick your bum out behind you. Drive up through the heel to switch on those glutes. Good, pick up the pace if you can. Good work. Driving up through the heel, switching from side to side, getting nice and low, sending that bum out behind you, keeping the spine elevated, the chest lifted. Let's go 10, 9, breathing. 6, 5, tighten the core as you breathe out to lift. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Now switching to the side, we've got our left foot forward, right foot back. Stabilizing, feet are parallel, back heel is lifted. We're lowering and lifting, driving up through left heel, lowering, pulse, pulse, and lifting. Pulse, pulse, and lift. Good. And lift. Lower, lower, and lift it up. Squeeze those glutes with every lift. Last 5. And 4. Push up through that heel. 3. 2. You're doing great. And last 1. And lift. Now we're backing it up and lifting. Lowering and lifting. Good. 3. Bring that knee up nice and high if you're lifting it. 6, 7. Keep that gaze straight ahead. It'll help with balance. 9 and 10. Amazing work. Let's just circle out the arms. Regulate the breath. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing. Whew, I'm already sweating quite a lot. Heart rate is up, ready to hit the mat. Okay, so from here, we're going to lift the arms up really nice and high, fold forward, walk the hands out into a plank, hold, and then walk back, bending the knees as you do so. Lift and lengthen, deep inhale, and exhale, fall forward, walk forward, shoulders above wrists, tighten the core, and walk it back. Repeat. Really scooping your belly in, holding in a nice flat plank, and then lifting abdominal wall as you walk back with those hands. Good. Make sure you're in a nice full plank. Your body is flat. Your core is engaged. Let's go 3. Amazing work. Lift and lengthen for 2. Walk it out, hold in plank, walk it back. And final 1. Great work. Okay, from here we're gonna hold in our plank. We're driving the knees in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mountain climbers. And then piking back into your downward dog. Deep breath, come forward, high plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pike back. Good, come forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pike back, lifting through the abdominal wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belly to spine. Pike it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Driving those knees in. Good work. Lifting through those abs. Last set, we're gonna hold and go into 15 mountain climbers. Last 10, 9, 8. Lift those abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees and sink back into a child's pose. Breathing deeply for 4, 3, filling the back of the rib cage and slowly exhaling. And 1. Step back into your plank and then bend at the elbows and lower down softly. Good. From here, we're gonna really switch on our upper back muscles. So I'd like you to extend the arms out nice and long. Legs are about shoulder distance apart. Thighs are switched on, core is engaged, spine is long. We're gonna inhale here. And as we exhale, we're gonna pull the elbows back and extend. Pull back, keeping the chest hovered off the floor, and extend. Good. Pull it back and extend. Really contracting those upper back muscles, keeping the gaze down on the mat, keeping the thighs and the core switched on. Lift up a little higher every time you pull back. Let's go 8, 7, lengthen through the spine. 5, 4, lift up a little higher if you can. For 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now we're gonna go into some swimming. So I'd like you to extend your arms out long. We're gonna move slowly to begin with, making sure we've got good form. We're going to inhale, chest is hovering above the floor. Exhale, lift right arm and left leg, lengthening through fingers and toes, and lower, inhale. Exhale, left arm, right leg, squeezing the glutes, contracting the shoulder, and lower. Good. Switching, alternating sides, lifting opposite arm and leg, squeezing the glutes, contracting the shoulders. You can stick at this pace, or if you're ready to step up the intensity, we're gonna move into a quick variation. Keeping the arms and legs hovering above the floor as we pump arms and legs in the air. Reaching through the toes in opposite directions to those fingers. Lift up a little higher, hover a bit higher, keeping gaze down on the floor. Let's go 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, lift a bit higher, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Sink back into child's pose. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whew. Okay, you're doing so well. I know this is tough. Okay, from here, we're gonna drop down from an all fours position onto the right forearm, and we're going to extend the left leg out to the side on a diagonal. We're lengthening through the neck, lengthening through the spine, keeping those shoulders down. We're going to bring the left knee in toward the left elbow and extend. In, extend, in, extend, in, extend. Moving at a pace, push diagonal for 10, 9, tighten the waistline as you bring that knee in, 6, 5, 4, shoulders away from the ears, 3, 2, last 1. Now we're lifting and lowering the leg. Keeping it out on that diagonal. Last 10, 9, squeeze the glutes tight through the waistline. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, nicely done. Now switching over onto the other side, we're going to extend the arms out long, keeping the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders in alignment. Fingers are spread, arms are parallel. From here, we're going to extend the right leg, left knee is under left hip, and we're going to lift the leg. Hips are square with the mat. We're going to go into some forearm taps to work the triceps, and then some leg lifts to work the right glutes. So we're lowering, lifting. Lower forearms and lift. Just hover the elbows above the floor and push up. 4 and 5, straighten arms. Pulse the leg up for 5, squeeze the glutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Repeat, 1, 2, forearm taps, 3, keep those arms parallel, 4, and 5, 1, squeeze the bum, 2, 3, don't compress the lower back, keep it nice and long, good, 1, 2, 3, push up through the heels of the hands, and 5, good work, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, good, 1, 2, 3, working those triceps, 4, and 5, 1, squeeze the bum, 2, 3, 4, and 5, last set, 1, push up through the heels of the hands, make those triceps do the work. Now we're gonna hold it here and pulse up for 20 with that leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, tighten the core. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, lift the leg a bit higher, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Sink back for a quick breather, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now we're gonna switch sides. So coming down into an all fours position, dropping that left forearm down to the mat, lengthening through the neck, extending the right leg out on a diagonal, lifting that leg, straightening and pointing through the toe on the diagonal, in and out, in and out, in and out, good. Full extensions, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the calves and thighs. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. You've got this. Keep squeezing and lengthening out on that diagonal, tightening the core. 9, 8, 7. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Now going into those forearm taps. We're walking the hands out in front, wrists, elbows, and shoulders in alignment. Right knee below right hip. Extend left leg and elevate. Now, weight in the heels of the hands. 1, 2, maintaining your balance. 3, 4, and 5. Squeeze the glutes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, push up through the heels of the hands. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Squeeze the bum, squeeze the bum. 3, 4, and 5. Good. 1, push up through the heels of the hands. 2, tighten the core. 3, 4, and 5. Lift, 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 and lift. You're doing so great. 2 more sets. Weight in the heels of the hands. 1, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold it here. Lengthen through the toes. We're gonna pulse up for 20. Good. 8, 7. Lift the leg a bit higher. Tighten the core. Last 10, 9, 8. Shoulders down away from your ears. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Send the hips back toward the heels. Stretch it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, we're gonna go into some quick child's pose push-ups. So our knees stay nice and wide. We're gonna come forward, hovering the chest between the hands, and then push up through the heels of the hands. Good. Send it back. Weight into the heels of those hands. Push the mat away. Working those triceps. Little stretch between each repetition. Plug navel in as you push the mat away. Tightening the core, protecting the spine, working those arms. Good. Keeping shoulders down away from the ears. Let's go. 5. Give it all you've got. 4. Last arm workout here. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to move into some abdominal work. So I'd like you to lower down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. And we're going to take the hands overhead, palms facing in toward each other. Legs are hip distance apart here. Feet are flat on the floor, parallel. We're gonna inhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna curl up, tightening belly toward the spine, and then lower. Curl up, holding in that crunch, and lowering. Really flattening your low back to the mat. Starting off slow here. Slicing those fingers through the air, nice strong straight arms. Bringing your gaze out between your inner thighs every time you lift. Tucking your chin, but not letting it touch your chest. Resting the head on top of the shoulders. Let's pick up the pace for 10, 9, 8, you're doing great. 7, reach away from yourself with those fingers. 5, 4, 3, belly to spine, 2, and final 1, nicely done. Now from here, we're gonna bring the legs into a tabletop position. Legs are staying hip distance apart, shins are parallel with the mat. Knees over hips, unless that's uncomfortable on your lower back, then you can bring the knees in a little closer. We're going to lift the arms, palms facing in over the shoulders. We're gonna extend right arm and right leg, and then lower. Extend left arm and left leg as we crunch up, and then lower. Back to the starting position with those arms and legs between each repetition. Good. Inhale to lower, exhale, flattening abdominal wall down toward the mat. Let's pick up the pace for 10, 9, keep head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat if it's straining. 6, 5, really straighten the leg with every extension for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Now, we're gonna pick up the pace. We're gonna peel head, neck, and shoulders up and hold in the crunch. If that's too much, keep head, neck, and shoulders down. Lifting up, holding tension on the abs, and moving those arms and legs. Slicing those fingers through the air and those toes. Good. Holding in this position, breathing in through the nose. As you exhale, you're contracting the abdominal wall downward. Good. Full extensions with those legs. Don't make this sloppy just because we're moving quick. Keep moving with control and precision. For 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Bring both knees in. Nicely done. Roll up to a seated position, and we're gonna move into some in and outs here. So we're gonna start off with the hands back behind. Chest is nice and open. Core is already engaged because we don't want to be slumping in the lower back here. We want to be pushing ourselves up with those hands. We're going to extend the legs, squeeze them together, and bring them in. Crunching, pulling belly to spine. Extend and crunch in. Extend and crunch in. 3 to the center. Then we're going to rotate up onto that right bum cheek, right hip. 1 to the side, 2, and 3. Back to center, hips evenly weighted. 1, 2, and 3. Rotate onto that left bum cheek. 1, 2, and 3. So we're working the center of the abs, back to center. 2, and 3. Over to the right and working those obliques for 1, 2, and 3. Good, to center. Out over to the left, keep those legs squeezing together. And 3, good work, to center. 1, 2, 3. 1 to the side, 2, and 3. Good. Last time over to the left. Really pulling that waistline. And 3, Amazing work. Soften feet down to the floor. Final push here for the abs before we stretch it out. We're gonna go into some hip dips to really work those obliques. Now you have an option here of keeping your knees down on the mat. I'm coming down onto my forearms. Forearms can be parallel, or you can have your hands interlaced, but we do want elbows below the shoulders. So knee down option. You're rotating from side to side, coming up into the center, lowering opposite hip to the opposite side, keeping the core switched on. Full variation, we're coming up into that low plank. Let's go. Crossing over from side to side, drawing an arc in the air with that bum, like a little rainbow, really scooping your belly in towards your spine. As you come up and over, dropping that hip down to the mat or as low down as you can. Good. Picking up the pace. 9, 8, abs in, 7, 6, you're doing so well, nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees wide, keep the hips elevated, and sink back into a puppy pose. Stretching and lengthening through the spine for 3, and 2, and 1. Great. Now coming up into a kneeling position, we're gonna start cooling it down, lifting those arms and circling them down and back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really regulating the breath here. Take your time. Slow, controlled exhales. Breathing in and slowly breathing out through pursed lips. Evening out the breath for 3, and 2, and 1. Amazing work. Come up. Now from here, we're gonna step our right foot forward, left foot back, and we're just gonna move into a standing hip flexor stretch. So really lengthening out through that back heel, sinking down into the stretch, gently pushing that left hip forward. And if it feels comfortable here, I'd like you to pick up your left arm and fold gently over to the right. You'll really feel that intensify in the hip and feel the stretch in the hip and all the way through the side body. For 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Let's switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot back. Lengthening back through that right heel. Gently pushing right hip forward. Sinking into it. Good, picking up the right arm and folding over to the left, if that feels good. Reaching, stretching deeply into that hip flexor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up. Now, from here, we're going to lift that left foot up and hold the left foot in the left hand, gently pulling back that left knee, feeling the stretch in the quads. Lengthening through the spine, regulating the breath. Pull it back a little bit further if that feels good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Switching sides. Drawing back that right knee. Pulling the heel toward the bum. Breathing deeply as you do so. Pulling it back a little further for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking the right arm across the chest and just stretching out that right shoulder. Breathing and enjoying the stretch, enjoying the feeling of cooling down after hard work. Pulling back a little bit further for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Stretching out that left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the neck. Focusing on that breathing. Feeling your heart rate slow down. Gradually pulling back a little bit further and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking the stance nice and wide and drawing some circles in the air with those hips. Circling in one direction, pausing, circling in the opposite direction, really pushing those hips forward and sending them out behind you for 2 and 1. Lift the shoulders up by your ears, inhale, and exhale, roll them down and back. For 3, opening through the chest. For 2, and final 1, melting away that tension. Amazing work. That was challenging. It was sweaty. It was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. You should feel really strong and well stretched and well worked. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to moving again with you soon. Bye.